Welcome back to That Ball Talk. It's your host, Dietrich, with you here. And today I got the pleasure of having Mr. Anthony Romphf on the show. Mr. Anthony, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good myself. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, get to know you a little bit better, and we're going to talk about some on-field and off-the-field stuff.
All
So I
right.
have you here as a DB, 6', 185 from Southfield, Michigan, currently at Tulsa University. Give us a little bit of insight about yourself.
Really just a kid growing up from Detroit, Michigan. Went to Southfield High School. Played football all my life. Played multiple different sports. I also ran track and played a little bit of wrestling. Played some basketball. But just trying to chase my dream with the football aspect. And yeah,
So basically,
pretty
it's an
much it.
all-around athlete.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Coming out of high school, they had you as a 3-star recruit on Rivals, 247 Sports, and ESPN. And they also had you playing quarterback a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about, how was your career playing quarterback?
Yeah, my first love was playing quarterback. So, my pops, you know, in football we always did quarterback training. I always wanted to play quarterback. Like I always watched quarterback videos, NFL quarterbacks, always watching the best college quarterbacks, watching the Elite 11, just always dreaming that type of lifestyle being a quarterback. So I always put my heart and time into playing quarterback, and that's really how I got my recruitment started. But then, once I got to college, I kind of changed my position a little bit and got to fill out my athletic abilities and use that to my best potential. So,
For sure. So the first question I have for you today is, of course, I know you probably get this a lot. What inspires you to play football, and how did it shape your journey today?
really just it was really just a fun game, man. I first started playing track, so I really started running track first. My pops noticed how fast I was and just how athletic I was, but I don't know, it's just something about the physicality part with football, and I don't know, you put the equipment on, you know what I'm saying? No one really can see you, but you inside your helmet making plays. I kind of had a lot of older mentors, so I really just wanted to be like them as a kid, so probably that.
And I know you was talking about a little bit about you playing quarterback in high school, the Elite 11, it being basically your dream. Can you tell us a transition of moving to DB, and how can it really help and shape your career today?
I really just, I was just a football player, you know what I'm saying? I got recruited I had hella offers. I was kind of a big time recruit coming out of high school. I don't know, it's really just an overall football player. That's really what it was. Like, I mean, I love playing quarterback, but I just really love making plays and being an impact player for my team. And so that's really how it was. So.
For sure. So as of right now, you're at Tulsa University. If you could give some of like the younger people insight, of course, everybody goes through their own challenges coming up through their journey, their own career. What are some of the biggest challenges you face either on the field or off the field, and how did you help overcome them?
Um, Challenges I probably faced because I did hit the portal a few times. Really just trying to fill myself out as an athlete. You know what I'm saying? When you get to college, it's deeper than football. You know what I'm saying? We got the transfer portal now. You know what I'm saying? We got you came from being that guy in high school. Now you gotta compete for a whole nother starting spot, and then everybody was that once that guy on their team on their high school. Now you trying to compete with the best guys. You feel what I'm saying? And some guys aren't able to get their opportunities, and you know what I'm saying. I kind of just had to fight a lot of adversity, really. So really just fighting a lot of adversity, never giving up for real, just staying true to myself. Always bet on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody ever tell you you can't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? So really just always bet on yourself. That's really what I'll say.
For sure. And one thing that you definitely just said that stood out, like you said, how when you get to the college level, you may be that guy coming out of high school, but now in your respective position group or on your side of the ball, it's a lot of everybody who was them guys in high school.
Yeah.
How do you make yourself stand out to being one of those guys or attempting to be the guy on the team?
Really just being consistent, you know what I'm saying? In college it is a lot of hard work. You got like the same schedule every day, waking up at 6 in the morning. Everybody was that guy in high school, but sometimes it's hard to be a consistent guy. So being able to separate yourself with the with other guys is just being consistent and being great for real. Um, everybody's gonna be a competitor in college, so you got to be able to love to compete. So that's pretty much it, really.
For sure. And now that you're at Tulsa University, can you give us a little bit of insight of what made you want to choose that school, and like what does it mean to you?
I feel like it was a great opportunity. Coming out of the portal, I met Coach Dominique Franks. That's my position coach. I kind of did a little bit of background check on him. He played in the league. He's also a younger coach. I think I would recommend being coached by a younger coach more than an older defensive back coach because I'm more of like a relationship type of guy, and me and him, we got kind of like a brother and brother type relationship more than just like a him always coaching me hard every day. So really that, and I felt like Tulsa was a great opportunity because there's less distractions out here. I could just focus on football, and also getting into the master program in sports management. And I love the conference that it's in, American Conference. They throw the ball a lot, and I just felt like it was a great opportunity, really.
Definitely. And like you said, it had the program you wanted. Now a little bit going off the field because at some point you can't play football forever. Life has to go on. So what is your plans? Outside of football, like you said, they have a program that you was very interested in. Give us a little bit more insight on that.
Really just seeing the opportunity through. I got my bachelor's degree at Western Michigan. Um, I really want to get into like stay in the football aspect of life because that's where all my networking is, and trying to see what I can get out of that, like as far as just coaching or being a general manager at a college or NFL team. Um, as far as like if football doesn't work out, I kind of want to stay in the sports aspect. I'm really open to anything. Being an agent or trying to do recruiting at a college or like I said again, coaching because I just love the game of football. So I just want to just stay around this area.
Definitely, definitely. Now a couple more questions I have for you today. What do you believe is your strongest strength as a defensive back?
I'd probably say my feet. I always had great feet growing up. I always had great speed. I probably also say my IQ from playing in the offensive side of the ball, transitioning over to the defense. And yeah, I'd probably say speed and IQ for sure.
Speed and IQ. Now, when you was coming up playing little league and all through high school and stuff like that, what is like some of the biggest challenges you had in that specific time period of your life? Be like right before you got to college.
Um, I really have to say just transitioning on scheduling part because you know what I'm saying when it's a different schedule flipping from high school to college. So, knowing how to be able to have time management because you can't be late to meetings, you know what I'm saying? You gotta always be at meetings 10 to 15 minutes early. You can't miss anything. You can't I mean, it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? They get it if you're not feeling good, you can miss practice and stuff, but you don't want to miss nothing really. You want to always be that guy to show up and be reliable. They want to find someone who they can trust. Coaches they want to play guys that they can trust. So I probably really just say time management for real. So I always worked out. Like my dad always had me in personal trainers, and I was always working out and everything. So like that really wasn't an issue like the workouts or anything. It was just really just time management.
Time management. That's
Yeah.
definitely. I think that's what it is with a lot of young people coming into college now. The time transition between that first year is kind of hard to get it down pat.
Yeah. Nah,
Now the
I ain't
next
gonna lie. My freshman year in college, I was an early enrollee, so I was able to see things a lot earlier than guys in my class. So that helped me out a lot also. And I would say my freshman year was a little hard because I had to get used to that college lifestyle. So when if you late to a workout, you know what I'm saying, miss something. There are consequences to that, and I was just always just learning from my mistakes as a young guy. So yeah,
learning early on, so
yeah,
so your life could be easier later. I definitely like that because, like I said, a lot of people find it challenging, even
nah, for
between
sure.
school and then you having to play ball, 6 a.m. workouts. It's
Mhm.
definitely gonna be a lot different if you don't come from a school that prepares you for it. You just gonna have to learn
Yeah.
it on the fly on your own.
Yeah. Also, just what I'm saying, being a kid from Detroit, you know what I'm saying, I'm in a whole different state, you know what I'm saying? I'm 18 years old, living in a two-bedroom apartment, knowing how to like take care of your priorities before having fun and you got distractions, parties and girls and you know what I'm saying, guys want to go out, you know what I'm saying, have fun, but it's all cool and all, but if you handle your priorities first, you got to always make sure you handle your priorities first. So,
Most definitely. Now on to a couple of the fun questions. In your opinion, out of your whole career, who do you think is the toughest wide receiver that you had to guard?
I did guard Keon Coleman. and Jalen Reed at Michigan State back in 2022. Um, but I never really got targeted. They didn't throw my way. So I probably have to say my true freshman year and my redshirt freshman year at Purdue, always going against David Bell. He plays in the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
And Rondell Moore. You know what I'm saying? Those guys gave me a lot of work because my freshman year I was on scout team, always going against the one offense, and just really just going at it every day with them guys and actually getting balls thrown my way. So that was the most work I ever got with some really good receivers. You know what I'm saying? So I probably have to say David Bell and Rondell for sure.
David Bell, Rondell. And how was those practices? If you could give us an insight, with those being NFL guys now and respectable NFL guys who get the ball thrown away, who make plays at an NFL level, what was the intensity like at those practices, or just practices in general for people who don't get to see a college D1 practice?
It's really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, they wasn't necessarily always trying to like be on some competitive shit. Oh, my bad. Competitive stuff. And they're just trying to like do trash talking and stuff like that. They was really just trying to coach me up. So, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell me what I would do wrong, and then the next rep, we going 100% at it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? They were just really just reps, repetition, repetition, and then with them, you playing a little bit more harder. You trying to be a little bit more focused because I'm trying to show my talent in front of the coaches what I could do against a number one receiver at the time in college. So I'm like, really just battling every day, being consistent at doing reps and stuff. Like more reps you take, the better you get. So.
For sure. And what are some of your short term and long term goals on and off the field?
Uh, I probably say my short term goals are just really just being consistent at doing the little things. You know what I'm saying? It's really the little things that's most important. Uh, I like every day I try to like not get PBUs in practice. I want to turn the PBUs into interceptions. Once you start catching the ball more and you know what I'm saying, the ball always touching your hands in the game, you're gonna get picks. That's what I want. I want interceptions. I want to always be able to make plays for my team and just be around the ball every play. You know what I'm saying? And for long term goals, really just getting in the process of getting to the NFL Combine, getting the invites to the Senior Bowls, and you know what I'm saying, definitely talking to a lot more NFL scouts and just getting more involved in that. Um, Also being able to win games. You know what I'm saying. I want to be able to have a winning season. Build more relationships as I go, and that's pretty much it. So.
For sure. I definitely like that because the NFL is ultimately the goal for real. Now, if you wasn't playing football, what would your career or another sport you would pursue?
If I wasn't playing football, I think I'd be a chef. Because I always loved cooking. So like I always wanted to be a chef when I was a kid. I wanted to go into find a school with culinary arts. I wanted to be a chef for a president when I was a kid. So I think I'll be a chef to be honest.
A chef? Nah, yeah, that's different. You wouldn't really hear that answer a lot. That's definitely different.
Yeah.
If you would give advice, or like, if you would give advice to like a younger, well, actually, if you give advice to your younger self coming up playing sports, what was something you would do? Or so, what was something you would tell your younger self?
Um, if I was to give my younger self advice, I'd probably just say I wouldn't give myself no advice to be honest, because I feel like I was always around great people, great mentors. I always wanted to get better every day. I always surrounded myself around people that I wanted to be like growing up. So I wouldn't regret anything that I did in my past because I felt like I was always led to be great. So being able to just stay like that, really, that's my answer to be honest.
Yeah, nah, for sure, definitely, definitely. Now, as you say, you did use the portal to your advantage, to better your career, different stuff like that. How do you feel like it's impacted the world, not just alone college football, but all of college sports today? What is your opinion on it and the impact on the portal?
Um, I feel like I like the portal. I hit the portal 3 times. I feel like everybody needs an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's an opportunity to just really showcase who you really are and show your true self. So you transferring to another school, that's on you. You got to make the best out of that decision. And I just feel like it's just. I mean, I understand they saying the portal is like hurting high school recruiting a little bit and stuff, but you gonna get it out the mud no matter what. Like you can't let nobody stop you for being where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I really like the portal. I don't think I got anything bad about the portal to say anything.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. Now, another thing, as a lot of people go through different things throughout college and trying to keep their mindset on the right path, and everybody's going through a lot of different things, especially as athletes, because you don't have a lot of time to yourself. It's basically your like it really is a job now. You know what I'm saying? You workouts, film, so it's 24/7 your sport. What is one thing you do to stay motivated when things get tough, whether it's in the field or in the classroom?
When things get tough, I call my dad. I ask my dad, see his input, hear him out, cause I feel like my father has the best interest in me, and I really just kind of just think things through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that always think negative about situations, so I always think positive about things. So I feel like if you stay positive about situations when times do get hard and when you have to fight through adversity, I feel like you'll definitely like you have less stress on yourself. You don't want to never want to stress yourself out because when you're stressing, you think too much. And when you think too much, you indecisive about things. So I feel like if you stay positive about situations, then everything will be good. So
For sure. No, I definitely agree with that. As a person who stress a lot, I definitely agree with that. What is one thing that you miss the most about playing high school football?
probably just I don't know. I probably say just playing with my teammates, the guys. You know what I'm saying? It was always fun. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't thinking about nothing else but each other. You know what I'm saying? Always showing up, being around the same guys every day, having fun, playing ball. Friday Night Lights is, of course, a great atmosphere. I probably just say like I don't know, just overall the experience. It was just always just a fun experience to be honest. Just being able to just be out there in the field playing with the guys, man. It was just fun, man. So.
How do you adjust? So, of course, like you said, playing with your guys in high school, and I actually like that because I never really got that answer before. And a lot of people don't really talk about how you playing with, you know what I'm saying, people you really knew for a couple years or knew of growing
Yeah.
up at a high school. You playing with people you've been in the same area around, unless you move somewhere else and play ball. How
Yeah.
do you adjust at the next level to playing around people you completely don't know at all
Yeah.
or never seen a day in your life, and yet you having to be on the same page on the field? Because in a DB room, you let's say if you playing corner, the safety behind you gotta be on the same page. Like you all gotta be on the same page. So how do you adjust and mesh with people you never really knew before in such a short period of time?
I feel like just simply just having a conversation with someone, get to know them a little bit. You don't, you're gonna be with that guy every day. You're gonna see him every day in the facility. So why not try to get to know him? You know what I'm saying? A simple 5-minute conversation can really mean a lot to somebody. Like it just shows you that you care. You know what I'm saying? When you care about your teammate, you play a little extra harder for them. You know what I'm saying? So really, just I feel like having a little simple conversation, just get to know them a little bit, will help a lot. Like help out a lot. And yeah, basically.
And so going back to high school again, were you playing in Michigan in a very competitive football town? How did it prepare you and shape you as an athlete you are today?
I feel like competition in Michigan it gives you a different type of mindset because I don't think Detroit football get enough respect, and also I feel like Detroit, Michigan, we right now we produce a lot of DBs, so really just being able to compete with the best, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to be scared to hop up against the guy that has all those offers, and you know what I'm saying? Not being scared to just throw yourself out there and compete, you know what I'm saying? Just be an ultimate competitor. That's what coaches like, you know what I'm saying? And it was always in my nature to be that type of guy, so that stuff kind of came a little easy for me. And like when I'm stepping on the field, I always think like I'm better than the other person that's next to me. So if you have that confidence, then like that helps out a lot also. Just trust your own technique, your own work. You putting in work. So why not trust it? You feel what I'm saying? Just be confident. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta have confidence, man. That's all it is.
To show confidence. Now, if a young athlete from Southfield reached out to you today for advice, let's say if it's DB or quarterback, what is an athlete simple ready to go to college? What's some advice you could probably give them from your hometown, stuff that you probably experienced?
I probably say just eliminate the distractions, man. If you really want to do this football stuff, if you want to make it to the NFL, if you want to shoot, just get a college degree. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to never. My goal is to not pay for college. I didn't have the money to go pay for college, so this is all I had. You know what I'm saying? So being able to just having a different type of mindset, man. You just gotta come in, being able to work. You gotta love to work. You gotta love to be the same guy every day. If you just do that, just be a consistent guy every day and do something that if you really love this stuff, you just gotta love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta love it, man. Gotta be consistent at doing something you love. That's really what I say.
For sure. And when we round it up, I got about 3 or 4 last questions for you today. Who or what, you know what I'm saying? It could be a person or just something. You know, everybody have like their why. What is your biggest inspiration on and off the field? What's Anthony's why?
I probably say my why is my grandmother. Because I feel like she's just always a happy person, always a positive person. I never see my grandmother really be mad or complain. She's always grateful for a situation and just seeing a smile on her face. I really just like when things get hard, when I'm doing a workout and you know what I'm saying, the weight getting a little heavy on me, or I'm doing conditioning, it's getting tired, man. I just think about my grandma because I feel like she just motivated me. Like I want to make it for my grandma. Like I want to make it to the NFL for my grandma because she's just always been positive to me. Always told me great things. Never told me nothing wrong. Always told me to trust God, pray, and just when times get hard and I'm going through adversity, just pray, think about God, never give up. So I feel like you know what I'm saying. My grandma being a positive role model in my life, it just makes me want to go extra harder for her. So I
For
probably say
sure.
that.
Shout out grandma.
Yeah.
Now, a couple now ending off here. If you have to build a perfect DB out of, let's say, a perfect college DB. So using all college DBs that you could probably think of out of, let's say, speed, IQ, tackling, ball skills, and feet work. Who would you like? How would you build a perfect DB?
I don't know too many college DBs right now. Like,
I say all time. It only gotta be right now. All time.
all right, for speed, I'll probably say Max Harrison from Kentucky because you know what I'm saying he did do good at his combine. He went a 4.28, I think. And I probably say my IQ, probably have to say Darius Slay.
Mm,
Um Tackling, I'll probably say Jerry Ramsey.
okay.
Uh for my hands, I'll probably say Derek Stingley.
I like that.
Yeah, so that'd probably be it. Yeah, for sure.
That's diff. I definitely like the Stingley answer. That's diff though. Even though he don't get a lot of picks, but like the way he catch those Jays is real.
Yeah. It's like when I be watching film with him, like his hands is always around the ball. So that's what I'm trying to be like. So,
For sure. Now the last question I have for today is for people who may not know you. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, my podcast is real DMV based, so we don't know a lot of Michigan guys. What can you
yeah.
tell people who don't know you or haven't heard of you or who you are and really what you're about?
Anthony Romphf, man, I say he's just a great guy that's just want to get better every day. Ultimate competitor. Want to be able to learn every day. My coach at Purdue once told me, you know what I'm saying, you should always be able to learn something every day. It shouldn't be a day you never learn anything. So I always want to be somebody who's always taking notes. You know what I'm saying? I take notes everywhere I go. So being able to be a learner, a consistent guy, and that's who Anthony Romphf is, really.
Well, Anthony, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all your answers, and I really wish you the best in your career, man.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
He passed me the ball. He never passed me the ball.